Good afternoon everyone, Philip from Black Bull Markets here. Hope you guys are doing well. Just end of the week for us here in New Zealand, so end of the trading week. So I'll take you through another video where I'll just be showing you guys the charts everyone here on the trading floor and the analysis team is looking at for next week. So quite a long list to get through, so we'll dive straight into it. A couple of different analysis on some charts, so stay tuned and I'll show you what we're looking at quickly. So the first one we're looking at is the Aussie Japanese yen. This is the 4-hour bar chart. So it's kind of a bit of an ugly one, but it's still valid. So we got a head and shoulders here, moving up to our left shoulder, then coming down to the neckline, and then also moving up to the head, moving down to the neckline again, and then into your right shoulder. So it's not really a perfect looking one, but if you use your channels, you can sort of see that the shoulders and the necklines do sort of match up here as well. And then another one we can look at as well, if you go down to the hourly time frame, you can see it sort of has made a double bottom, so we'll look for potential trades to the down or to the upside. So it's a strong support here on the 81 or 82.0. So we'll see what happens. If it breaks through there, there's a good chance it could go down, or we could look for a bounce to the upside, looking for potential resistance levels around 82.73. For this one. And the next one we're looking at is the Aussie New Zealand dollar. Also on the 4-hour bar chart. This one has been keeping us busy for a while. So we had a good trade a while back where we had a sort of a double top here on the 7th or the 16th of the 7th, and then it sort of made this sideways consolidation, which actually ended up to be a bit of a triangle as well. Not the best looking one, but still it is valid for us. So we had a false breakout down here, so we'll look for continuation inside of this triangle channel, and then eventually look for a breakout either way to the up or to the downside. It's a strong uptrend, so I mean there is a good chance it could continue moving upwards on the daily time frame, but again then there is this strong resistance level where it created sort of a double top or a multiple top up here. Bit ugly, but I mean it's a strong resistance level. So we'll see what happens there. If it does break, we'll look to go further along. If it does bounce, we could look for potential trades to the downside. Having it on the weekly, we could see it's just in a big consolidation. So we'll see what happens with it. I mean, this is quite a nice pattern here on the 4-hour. So we'll wait for a break on that on this pattern. The next one we're looking at is the CAD Swiss franc. So this one is it's kept us a bit on the edge of our seats here. Made a nice double top. These wicks are a little bit concerning on my side, but some people here, some of the team here and the analysis team said they don't mind it too much. It is still valid for them. So we'll look for potential bounces on that resistance line and moving down for further trades to the short side. If we do have a break, we could look for a move, hopefully to the 0.785 level, and if it does bounce, we can look for it to sort of find support here on 0.7523, and if it does pass through that, we can look for a potential move down to the 0.741 level. But for now, we're just looking between these two lines, ranging from the price of 0.76 and 0.75. So we'll look for movements between here for next week. We'll see what happens. Hopefully around about Monday or Tuesday we will see something happen on this chart. The next one we're looking at is Bitcoin actually. So we've been keeping an eye on Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been giving us a lot of nice trades. Started again from this wedge we had back here, and then we had that nice drop to the downside. Like I said in the previous videos, creating that continuing to create this nice head and shoulders pattern that we had. So for our left shoulder, moving up to the neckline, creating moving down to the head, and then again back up to the neckline, and then also making again this right shoulder. So we actually we were talking about it when it was down here, looking for moves to the upside, and as you can see, it has made this very strong, powerful bullish move to the upside. So it has sort of found a resistance level on one of the levels that we were looking at as well, at $8,550 as well. Sort of not too close, but I mean it is is close enough for us over there. So we'll look to see if it does bounce on this support level of $7,751. So we'll see what happens here. You can see it has made this move to the downside. If you guys are familiar with Elliott wave, it does actually look like it could have been or can be a ABC pattern, which is your common zigzag pattern. Using a bit of Fibonacci as well, we can see how far we could potentially look for this pattern to go. So see, it is on a 100 level, so I mean we could see a potential turnaround here. It could also still extend down to our 132.8 or 161.8 as well. But for now it is looking good, so keep your eye on this. There could be a potential bounce to the upside, continuing this hopefully new uptrend in Bitcoin. So we'll see, like I said on the daily, we also had a break of this very strong trend line over here as well. So I mean we'll see what happens. It is looking very promising for people investing in Bitcoin. So like I said, keep an eye on it. It's one of our top charts that we're looking at here on the research team. So the next one is Euro Aussie dollar. So this one has also been in this pattern for quite a while. It is actually a nice sideways consolidation. Has given us some false breakouts, one and two. This one was one that we would have caught, but as you can see, it made a false breakout with a candle closing below that line, and then ended up going back again. But again, we managed our risk quite well. So if you do manage your risk quite well, you can cut your losers short and let your winners run long. So I mean, again, we're looking for breaks either way, to the up or to the downside. You can see it as a very strong uptrend in the daily. Also on the weekly, we have a fairly strong uptrend as well. We have strong support, resistance, up here at 1.606. So we'll see what happens with that. If it does break, that can be a level for resistance we can be looking at. Again, if it does break to the downside, we can look for further supports along the way. I mean, there are two potential stops that I'm looking at for here, which is the first one is at 1.55 and the other one's at 1.52. So we'll see what happens after it does break through either to the up or to the downside. Keeping an eye on this. Maybe this looks like it could potentially be either end of next week or maybe a week after that. So this one could still continue to play out on this sideways consolidation. We'll see what happens with it. The next one we're looking at is the Euro New Zealand dollar. So this one again, also a nice triangle that has formed for us on the 4-hour bar chart. Actually a bit more of a wedge, not really a triangle. Sort of actually I would consider this one more of a following more of a channel to the downside. That looks a bit better. So you can see it has given us some false breakouts. Again, if you were a bit aggressive, you probably would have burnt on that side. But if you only enter on trades on where the candles close, you can see there have not been any trades for this one yet. So we'll look for potential trades to the upside or to the downside. But on the daily time frame, you can see it has made a really strong move to the upside. There is a support, resistance. If it does break through that up there in 1.742, so we'll see what happens with that. If it does break through, that could be the resistance we're looking for. If it does break down, there is a support to find round about 1.69, or if it does go further down, we have this strong support over here. We'd created support previously, and also again just a little bit just recent as well at 1.65779. So we'll see what happens with that one. Because of this trend, hopefully potential bias to the upside. So we'll see what happens with it. You can see here on the 4-hour it is a strong move. No hesitation really on the market side or on any on the bull side. So we'll see what happens with it. It's looking good for the upside, but keep an eye out for either ways. If it does break, we will look for trends either way of the market, up or down. So the next one we're looking at is the pound Canadian dollar. So this one is it's coming down to a double bottom. So it is. This is the double bottom. We're looking for 1.710, which is also a very strong psychological level as well, as it is a whole number. If you do know anything about psychological numbers, they are all the whole numbers. So your 100, your 50, your 1000 levels. So it is looking good for that side. But yeah, so this is on the daily time frame. So I mean, this is the double bottom. We're looking for potential bounce to the upside. It has been a fairly strong uptrend You can see on the weekly it is sort of a bit more of a consolidation, so we can actually potentially put a channel on here as well to see where this could possibly move to. So if it does break that double bottom, we could see a potential move to this channel. If it does bounce to the upside, I mean, we can look for a move to that sort of the V of the double bottom. So there at 1.76510 is a move we could potentially be looking for if it does bounce. It almost looks a bit like a head and shoulders pattern, but if you look previously, it's not very valid. So always make sure to look a little bit back in history just to see if you are seeing what you're seeing. So that's why I always use multiple time frame analysis just to check and make sure. As you can see here, it's completely disappeared, that head and shoulders, where on the daily time frame it does almost look like a very nice pattern has appeared. But again, if you use your higher time frames, you can see it's not really what you did see. But anyways, so we'll move on to the pound Kiwi. So this is also another one looking at. This is on the 4-hour time frame. It's a bit of looks like a bit of a correction on our side. So we have almost a wedge that we're looking at trading. So potential breaks to the up or to the downside. Bit of a triangle as well. You can make this a wedge or a triangle. I prefer to actually make this one a triangle, a wedge, just because of those the close of those two candles over there, of the bodies of the candles. So if we go to the daily, you can see it has been a really strong sideways consolidation. So I mean, we're looking for moves either way. A break to the down or to the upside could go either way. I mean, we have this strong resistance level we are hitting now, which is at 1.93264. So I mean, we'll see what happens. It could move down just because of that, but it is, like I said, on the daily, or on the weekly as well, it's a very sideways moving market. You can see there's just been in here since December last year. So we can see on the shorter time frames, like our 4-hour, you could see potential moves up or to the downside for the pound Kiwi dollar on the 4-hour bar chart. So keep an eye on that. This looks like it could potentially be for maybe mid next week on the rate it is going now. So we'll see what happens with that. And the next one we'll be looking at is the pound Canadian dollar. Oh, we just went through that one. Sorry, the Kiwi Canadian dollar. There we go. So this one is also moving towards a double bottom. We had a nice break this week of a triangle that we had previously. So you can see it has made us quite a nice triangle, and then that closed with a sort of a big bearish candle to the downside, creating a nice strong trade and nice strong move to the downside as well. It could have put potential take profits around that support level of 0.88807. So, and then also, if you are still keeping this one, you could look for potential exits around that double bottom area, and then look for hopefully a potential reversal. I mean, we have strong support previously has been offered for that level as well. You can see all along here. I'll just clear this for you. So you can see we have had the support. The first one we're looking at over there is another sort of a support over there as well. Then moving back into history, you can see it has offered a lot of support and resistance areas as well. So it is a strong level, so that could potentially be a good indication that we could see a bounce there. I mean, if it does break through, usually it is quite a volatile and strong move, so hopefully we can catch it. If it does break through, it could be a good move. Yes, you can see on the weekly it has just been on a really, really sideways movement as well. So like I said, either way, to the up or to the downside, even possibly drawing a trend line here, moving down to this trend line to see where it, for potential moves, if it does break that strong support level. You can see it does have another strong one coming down, so it could make quite a strong move as it has previously before when it does break away from these strong levels. And the next one we're looking at is the New Zealand dollar Swiss franc. So this one as well, it's a bit of a sideways consolidation as well. We'll just get our horizontal lines. You can see we did have a sort of a false break to the top side, and then also for the downside it has kept this quite nicely. So no false breaks on this side, but only that one up over there. That could have been a possible multiple top break, so some people might have entered there for a long, and then obviously hopefully you manage your risk quite nicely, and putting your stop losses quite close to see, just to prevent you from losing too much movement in the market. This one we're looking, because it is a strong downtrend even on the daily. You can see it has made this very strong impulsive moves to the downside. So we could look for potential further continuation of this, hopefully coming down to this previous support over here on 1.66605, which is also could be a psychological level. If we do move it just a little bit, you can see it's actually 1.66600. So that is another very strong psychological level for people trading as well. So just keep an eye on that, I think. And then, so if it does break to the top, quickly show you what we're looking for at the top. So you can see there is a strong resistance level here at the top, as well as 0.6871 or 0.68371, and then moving up to, if it does go past there, we could look for another potential strong support level. You can see, or resistance level. You can see it has offered previous support and resistance areas as well. This is at the 0.69507. You can see there it has offered previous resistance to a support and then again to a resistance. So if it does break through to the top side, we could continue to break through to the top side. We could see a potential move to that area as well. So the last one we're looking at is gold. We haven't really made one on this a video on this one in a while. It has actually been a lot of movement in gold. We had this previous double bottom that has been broken. Nice strong move to the downside. Also a multiple top we had very long ago, just for a big, you can see if you did catch it up here, put your stop losses just above that high, the absolute high that we had over there. You could see it would have not taken you out, you would have made a very nice strong trade to the downside. Obviously having to wait, sit a bit out if you did have to enter here. You could have seen there was a lot of waiting for it and then making this nice strong move to the downside. Also looks like we had a good looking triangle over here as well. You can see there also the big break of a candle to the downside. If we look on the 4-hour chart, it is quite a big candle. So I mean, if you wanted to, you could have entered that, hopefully managing your risk really well. Could have been a good trade as well. But this we can see it is sort of just broken past that now, heading to another excuse me, heading to another support level on 1212.21. So that's another strong support level that we're looking at. You can see again it has offered previous support for gold in history as well. So we've got a couple here as well. Hasn't really turned to a resistance level, so I mean it just kept offering as support levels. So we'll see what happens if it does bounce. I mean, we could look for a bit of a consolidation in between these two support and resistance levels. If it does break through to the top, potential moves to that previous high that we had. You can see it also has actually made a very nice bigger multiple top on the weekly time frame as well. So gold does give very nice long legs. If you do catch them, you can stay in gold quite long usually, because like I said, the legs last quite long and are quite nice to ride. So it's a sort of a trickle in trade that you can use. And then again, if you look here on the 4-hour, you can see it's sort of made looks almost like a flat top triangle, I would say. So if it does move, I'll just get rid of these other lines as well, so it's not too confusing. So you can see it has made this sort of a flat top triangle. Hopefully breaks to the downside or to the upside. Either way, usually a flat top triangle does indicate a break to the side where the top is flat or the bottom is flat. So if you have a flat bottom triangle, let's quickly show you here. You usually look for moves inside of this pattern, and then for a break to the downside. If it is like it is over here on the flat top, potential moves to the upside. Just usually that they offer a bit of a bias, but I mean, if it does break, we'll look for moves either way, to the up or to the downside, as it is also just a normal triangle as well. So that is it for this market watch, guys, for next week. There's quite a few we looked at. Hopefully you guys catch them. We do see a lot of opportunity, especially in that Bitcoin as well, for a potential bounce and continuation in that long uptrend, and also in gold for this continuation in the downtrend could possibly give us a nice longer leg as well, or even if it does break to the top side, a good strong leg up as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please give us that thumbs up. Also click that subscribe button and click the little bell icon so you can get notifications of whenever we release new videos. Also, if you want to have a chat with us, please feel free to do so. My contact details will be provided down below. Or if you want to have a chat to our live support, you can go on blackbullmarkets.com, click on the little green button that says live chat. If you prefer using email, please do so. Send us an email at support@blackbullmarkets.com and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. From everyone here at Black Bull Markets, enjoy your weekend, safe trading.